Music studio. On the beat.
Hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, oh, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, oh. People in my flock, ready to be young, like I'm a mission, like a bad dramatic. Kono nyo, Akila ya Robin, Akila ya Robin, Akila ya Robin, Akila ya Robin. Come on, bless. Atiwa, Escorpion, Atiwa, Falseria, Atiwa, La Police, Atiwa. Bandera, Muakumbia yen, Wakila lo, Estado Mayor, Estado Mayor, Estado Mayor, Dada Buralo, hermano mayor. People of my flag, ready to be young, like I'm a mission, like a bad dramatic. Kono nyo, Akila ya Robin, Akila ya Robin, Akila ya Robin, Akila ya Robin. Come on, bless. Atiwa, Escorpion, Atiwa.
I'm glad you asked this. How do you feel about people whose parents are African, from Africa, but were raised in America their whole life? They're not Black American. They're still not in my ethnic group. Their lineage is not from the United States of America. Their lineage is from Africa. Like, for real. Like, both of their parents are African immigrants, but they were born here. They're still African as fuck. Because inside that house, they're going to be raised as Africans. They're not going to be raised like me. They're not going to be raised to be Black Americans. They're going to be raised in that African household with African culture, African everything. They might be around Black Americans all the time. All their friends might be Black Americans, go to school with Black Americans, hang out with Black Americans, party with Black Americans. They might indulge in Black American culture because they look like the rest of us. But when they step back in that fucking house, a lot of Africans leave the Black American at the door because their African parents from Africa don't play that shit. And that's literally a fact. Africans literally tell us about how their African parents don't like Black Americans. Shit, even my Haitian friend, we were all sitting down talking, and he told us about how when he was kids, his Haitian parents didn't want him playing with the Black American kids in the neighborhood. So yeah, you can be born in America all you want, but if your parents are immigrants, whether it's African or West Indian, you're gonna be raised with their beliefs and their values. You're gonna be raised with that culture from that ethnic group. You know what's actually funny? I have a best friend that's West African, and me and her got into a big ass fight because she let me know a couple years ago how she felt about Black Americans. Even though she went to school with us since she was in preschool, elementary school, middle school, high school, went to school with all of us. Talked about how she felt like Black Americans were lazy, lost, didn't have any culture, undisciplined, and so on and so forth. Talking about some, oh, I'd have sex with a Black American, but I wouldn't marry a Black American. No, I'd marry an African or a West Indian, like a Jamaican or a Haitian, not a Black American man. And me and her got into it. We really got into it. Because in my mind, it's like, bruh, you grew up right beside me, shoulder to shoulder, kikiing in my face for years. We're all just one, we're all black, right? We're all black, right? But whole time, this is how you feel about me? This is how you feel about Black Americans? And you're in the midst of us this whole time? I almost forgot that both of her parents are straight out of West Africa. So although she spent years and years amongst us Black Americans outside the house, she grew up in an African household that just so happened to be in America because her parents immigrated here. So how do I feel about African children born to Africans that immigrated here, born in America? You know what I'm saying? Y'all born in... I feel the same exact way. You're not Black. They're not Black. They're not. They're not. Because they can pick up Blackness and then put it down when they go back in the house. They can pick up Blackness and drop it when they're around their aunties and uncles. They can pick up Blackness and then drop it when they go back home to visit their family in West Africa. They can be Black American like us, but they can drop it just as quick. And I've seen that firsthand, up close. And it was kind of a shocking feeling to hear that. Like, damn. Like, at one point, before I got to how I am right now, I thought the same thing. All of us are Black. We all from America. We all here. We all, whole time, we all in the mix with West Indians and Africans. We all mixed up together, elbow to elbow, Kiki and having a good ass time. Whole time, this is what they think, or this is what some of them think about Black Americans because of their immigrant parents. Because how their immigrant parents feel about Black Americans and taught them how to feel about Black Americans. Yeah, yeah. I kind of started yapping, went on a yap session, but how do I feel about, like I said, Africans who were born here and their parents were immigrants? I feel the same exact way. They're not in my ethnic group. They're not Black Americans. They have their own ethnic group. Whatever their parents' ethnic group is, from whatever country they immigrated from, that's their ethnic group. But no, they are not Black. They're not Black American. They are not in my ethnic group.
What we won't do in 2024 is take abuse from dysfunctional idiots. This narrative about Africans hating you must stop. Africans don't come in this country hating you. You fall from grace before the eyes of everybody. With your abuse, your attacking, your insulting, your bullying. How many Africans have come here and tried to embrace you and got burned? You are your own people's oppressor in America. But if somebody busts that bubble, you go around claiming Africans hate you, African hate you. We come here believing that we are one until you spit on our faces and tell us we are not. If one of us dare invite you in their business, you make it a personal mission to ruin it. If one of us dare marry you, you seek to destroy us. You make it a personal mission to destroy them and feed them to the system you complain has been oppressing you so much. I have been living in America for 20-something years, married an Afro-American, started a company and employed some of you. 9 out of 10 of you that I employed came for me. You started flooding the code with bogus claim, seeking to destroy me. What is so good to like about a group of people? All they want to do is destroy one another. When are you going to grow up and take accountability for the things you do to your own community? We are not your enemies. Our people taught us who you are. You came from us, you are our blood. And when we come around, we try to treat you as such, just for you to spit and slap on our faces. So what? We won't do that in 2024. What you need to understand is that we are one. You need us more than we need you. That's what you need to understand. You need to nurture the connection you have to the homeland. That's what you need to understand. But we won't force ourselves in your spaces if you don't want us. But one thing we will not tolerate anymore is your bullying in social media. We are tired of that narrative that Africans hate African Americans, which is not founded. Many of us come here with the hope of being reunited with our long-lost relatives. But what do we get? Abuse, insult, backstabbing, betrayal. You know, the truth must be told about you. Maybe that would give way for you to start healing. I used to own a language service company, and I got to work with all the nationalities. I got to work with whites, I got to work with Hispanics, I got to work with Asians, I got to work with other Africans, and I got to work with African Americans. Well, guess what? The only one who came for me and used their system to destroy my business were African Americans. They run and go to court and complain about anything just to get their hands in your pockets. That's what you do. What is so good to like about a bunch of bullies? All they do is turn around, run around, and point fingers at everybody. All they do is go around and victimizing their own people. Always going around claiming victim. Nobody likes us. Africans don't like us. Africans don't like us. I work with white people, with Asians and Latinos. None of them disrespected me or crossed me or put false accusation against me. But you did. We have to warn our children to stay away from you because many of you are too destructive. Many of you are too jealous, envious, and ready to seek to destroy us. Do you know how hurtful it is to see who you have become? Because these are the people my forefathers died for. These are the people my forefathers chose over us. Our ancestors chose the people. My forefathers fought the Portuguese with literally their bare hands, king after king. We lost everything, trying to keep you people home. And what do we get when we come here? We get hatred. You are conveniently dysfunctional so you can run around terrorizing your own people. Look at the mess you have become and refuse to heal. All you want to do is gallivanting around, bullying people day and night. When you're not bullying your own, you're bullying African, you're bullying other migrants. The US government invites other nationalities as well. You don't see their people on their necks. What do? They unite and stand stronger. But all you want to do is act like a plantation guard. You be the one destroying our interests. Even if we offer you a job, you make it your mission to bring us down. Now tell me, what is it so good to like about you? We are tired of it. What you need to understand is that we are one. We come from the same people, same bloodlines, same lineages. If you fail to understand that we are one, leave us alone. But that abuse on social media needs to stop. We don't owe you anything, nor that you owe us anything. War happened to us and we lost the war. Nobody wants to be around people who depreciate them, devalues them, and abuse them any chance they get. You are mentally ill and you need to seek help. I know you indulge in toxic content. If you wonder why you're still at the bottom of the barrel in America, it's the way you do one another. Each time one of you try to rise to the top, the other ones are there to pull them down. Of course, you normalize such behavior. You cover it up. But and yet you go around crying. Nobody likes me. You cause it. You bring it upon yourself. You bring shame and disgrace to us all the time. All the time, everywhere. You must understand that if we don't unite, it's the end of us. Black people, America, are their own people's oppressor. Point blank, period. Now take it, digest it, and heal. Now I dare you to come and gaslight me in my comments. I don't play that. Either we unite or we get ready to perish. Because there's no other way out of the predicament we're in. Until next time, peace, love, and unity.
In 2024, we are no longer people-pleasing. We're moving on with ease and grace. We're going where we're celebrated and staying where it's consistent. In 2024, we are setting boundaries and enforcing those boundaries. Anyone who does not respect our boundaries will be left behind. In 2024, we are understanding that our feelings are valid. In 2024, we are understanding that rejection is redirection. We are no longer judging ourselves for our failures and mishaps. In 2024, we are giving ourselves compassion. In 2024, we are understanding that we can't control how others receive our energy. We're practicing introspection. We're staying away from spaces that drain our energy. We're staying away from energy vampires and narcissistic individuals.
Like I'm a mission, like a bad domestic. Kononyo, Agila, ya Robin, Agila, ya Robin, Agila, ya Robin, Agila, ya Robin. Come on, bless. Atiwa, Escorpion, Atiwa, Forceria, Atiwa, La Police, Atiwa. Ordena, capitán, me voy respect, amando Samilang. Nua cumbia yen, Watila lo estado mayor, estado mayor, estado mayor. Dada bera lo hermano mayor. People of my fight, pay the million. Like a mami son, like a bed to my sick. Mononyo, Agila, Yawabing. Agila, Yawabing. Agila, Yawabing. Agila, Yawabing. Come on, bless. Atiwa, Escorpion, Atiwa. Forceria, Atiwa. La police, Atiwa. Attention, tenente coronel ordena. Hakimando ferro 30. Conductores de torrenta. Direction, attention. Gezima ya biri da kwan. Yende bakira wado. Oyama nezimenale. Official show. Inem. People of my fuck. Pay the million. Like a mami son. Like a bed to my sick. Mononyo, Agila.